பிரபு ஆக்சுவலாக எனக்கு எந்த இதை நான் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு எந்த மாதிரி நான் அதுக்கப்புறம் டி வரிசையாக போவோம். அதில் போகும்போது ஜூலனுக்கு அப்புறம் ரத்ன சிம்மாசன், தென் நாரதகுண்ட், தென் குசும் சரோவர், தென் மானசி கங்கா நடுவில் இருக்கிறது, தென் வெளியில் மானசி தேவி டெம்பிள், தென் தானி ராஜா டெம்பிள், தானி நிவர்சன் டெம்பிள், இஸ்கான், குசும் சரோவர் பண்ணும்போதே பிரம்மகுண்டு பண்ணிடுவேன். ஓகே. அதுக்கப்புறம் ராசலீலா, அதுக்கப்புறம் சப்தர்ஷன் குண்டு, அதுக்கப்புறம் மெயின் கோவர்தன், அப்புறம் வரிசையாக I think I might come it off while shooting the bucket. Okay, high resolution will work. I can't hold it parallelly, right? This
Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Giriraj Maharaj ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaura Premanande. Govardhan Dharam Mande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Ishanam Govindam Gopika Priyam Mande Navagarashyamam Dibujam Muralidharam Pitambaradaram Devam Saradam Purushottamam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Bhashakya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Giriraj Maharaj ki Hare Krishna. Today we are celebrating the most auspicious Govardhan Puja. The day Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill to protect the Vrindavan Brajavasis. So what we are going to do now, we are going to do the parikram around the Govardhan hill and we are going to hear the pastimes that Krishna did. It's like a guided tour of Govardhan. So I request all the devotees to be quiet so that it's easy for everybody to listen to the katha. So we are going to start our parikram in Sri Radhakund. Srimati Radharani ki Jai. So before we go there, just a small story of how Govardhan was created. Our Govardhan is eternal. There is no story of creation. But in the Vedic literature, we find this story that once Srimati Radharani went to Krishna and asked Krishna, "Do you love me?" Women always ask men that question. Yeah. So Radharani also asked that question, "Do you really love me, Krishna?" Krishna said, "Yes." Then Radharani asked him, "How much do you love me?" So then Krishna said, "You want to know how much I love you?" And then Srimati Radharani said, "Yes, definitely I would like to know." And then Krishna closed his eyes and started meditating. And from his heart, a small stone came out, a very small stone. And then Radharani said, "Only this much?" And by the time she finished the story, the stone has grown into a big boulder. Right? And then as they started conversing, the stone started growing and growing and growing, that he is still growing unlimitedly. Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. So in Vedic literature we see that Giriraj Maharaj is the love of Krishna for Srimati Radharani. Right? And Giriraj Maharaj is in the shape of peacock. Right? Again, Vedic literature, if you go to Vrindavan is in the form of a lotus, Mayapur, Navadvip Dham is in the form of a lotus, Jagannath Puri is in the form of a shankha, conch shell, and Giriraj Maharaj is in the form of peacock. So we start our parikram at Radhakund. Radhakund, again, Raghunatha Das Goswami says, of all the holy places, we also see that in Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction. Of all the holy dhams, Mathura is the holiest. Holier than Mathura is Vrindavan. Holier than Vrindavan is Giri Govardhan. And the holiest of all the places in Giri Govardhan is Radhakund. Because Radhakund, the Radhakund and Shyamakund are the personal liquefied form of Krishna and Radharani. So the water is the prema, the Radharani's melted form, and same with Shyamakund. So there is the story of how Shyamakund and Radhakund was created. We see that in Bhagavatam. There is a story of the killing of Aghasura, right? And also after all the pastimes, Krishna comes in the night to catch up with the gopis, and the gopi says, "Krishna, don't come near us. Why? You have killed a cow. so you are impure, right? So don't come near us. And then Krishna says, no, he was not a cow, he was a demon. Then Radharani says, I don't know all of that. Just don't come near me. We are pure and you are a cow killer. Don't come near us. Then Krishna says, what should I do to become purified? And then the Radharani replies, you have to go to all the holy rivers in all the 14 planetary systems, take bath and come, then only we will touch you. Then Krishna says, why should I go anywhere? So then, in the place where he had killed the demon, there was a small indentation in the earth. So Krishna clapped his hand and Krishna clapped his hand and all the holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, all the holy rivers came. And then they said, Lord, you called us, what should we do? He said, go into my kund. So he went into the kund. They all went in, Krishna went inside and he took bath, he came out. Now Krishna turned to the gopis and said, you don't touch me. Because before I took bath, you talked with me and associated with me, a cow killer, so you have become impure. Until and unless you are pure, you can't come near me. Then, Radharani said, okay, we will also create a holy kund. So with her own hands, she and her gopis, they dug a kund with their own hands. And then, in that place, so then Krishna said, okay, where are you going to get the water to fill this? Why don't you take water from my kund? Radharani said, no. You took bath there, all your sins are there. Why would you take water from there? We will go to Manasi Ganga. From there, we will take the pure water and bring and fill it. So all the gopis carrying millions of pots, they started filling Radhakund with Manasi Ganga water. But then all the rivers who were in Shyamakund, they all got worried. They went to Krishna and said, please, we need to get Radharani's mercy. We want Radharani's association. So then Krishna requested Radharani, and then by Radharani's mercy, there was a connection. Even now if you go to Vrindavan, you will see a connection between Radhakund and Shyamakund. So water flew from Shyamakund to Radhakund. So again, we learn from our scriptures that all the most intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna happen in Radhakund Shyamakund. Very, very holy place. So we start our parikrama from Radhakund. You will see that there is a Kundeshwar Mahadev, Lord Shiva. Before we start any parikram, we need to get the permission of Lord Shiva. He is the Dham Palak. Without his permission, we can't start our parikram. So we pray to Lord Shiva, and then he is called Kundeshwar Mahadev because he protects the Kund. So we start our parikrama from there. We see Radhakund, Shyamakund. From there, we come gradually out. Then we come to Lalita Kund. Right? Again, if you read Vedic literature, we understand not only Radhakund, Shyamakund were created. Around Radhakund, 8 new kunds were created for Ashtasakis. Lalita, Vishaka, Indulekha, Chitra, Tungavidya, Sudevi, Rangadevi. All 8 kunds were created around Radhakund. Right? Today if you go to Vrindavan, we see only Lalita Kund. The other 7 kunds are not manifest to our eyes. So we see Lalita Kund next to Radha Kund, which is the personal kund of Radha, Srimati Lalita Sakhi. And from there we see the lotus feet of Krishna. You can see even now the lotus feet of Krishna is present in Vrindavan. Then we go to, again as I said, all the intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna happen around Radha Kund, Shyama Kund. We see that closer to the Kund, we also have the Julan place where Radha and Krishna do their Julan. So the Julan is in the form of a lotus. Radha and Krishna are in the middle, and the Ashtasakis are sitting in 8 petals around them, and there is a swing festival that happens. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ki Jai. So from Julan place, we go to the place called Ratna Simhasan. Right? Ratna Simhasan is the place where Srimati Radharani is worshipped by Krishna. Sometimes Krishna does things that is not very nice. He doesn't keep time. He goes around with others and all of that. So Radharani gets very angry. It's called mourn. So when Radharani one time, she got very angry with Krishna and she told, this Krishna is a rascal. Right? I don't want to associate with him anymore. And she was so upset. And when Lalita and Vishaka, who are the close friends of Radharani, saw that Radharani is so upset because of Krishna's behavior, they became very upset. So they stood outside the Puja. And when Krishna came after a long time going around everywhere, and then he came to see Radharani, they said, don't even think of coming here. And then Krishna said, what are you talking about? No drama. We are not going to allow you whatever you say, you are not allowed. Krishna tried all the tricks in his bag, nothing worked. So finally, what Krishna had to do, because he couldn't not take darshan of Srimati Radharani. So he actually took the form of a gopi. He dressed like a gopi, went inside, and then massaged the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani to cool her down. And that pastime, you can see how Krishna, blue color, he is actually in the form of a gopi. He is actually serving Srimati Radharani. Right? And one other time, His Holiness Govardhan Maharaj explains in one of his lectures that one other time, Krishna, to get darshan of Radharani, he dressed like a sannyasi. He shaved his head, put orange, and that form is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Govardhan Maharaj ki. So from there we go to a place called Narada Kund. Narada Kund is the place of Narada Muni, who is a very great devotee of Srimati Radharani. Again, we see there are many pastimes associated with Narada Muni and Srimati Radharani. So this Kund is the personal Kund of Sri Narada Muni. From there, we go to a very, very important place. It's called Kusum Sarovar. If you have been to Govardhan Parikram, most beautiful place, very beautiful place. Lot of pastimes happen there. Two very important pastimes. One is, this is where Srimati Radharani comes to collect flowers for her daily puja. So Krishna knows that Radharani comes. So one day he comes and he climbs a tree and he is hiding in the top of the tree. Srimati Radharani comes there to collect flowers. And in that tree she sees a beautiful flower. But it's a little bit high. She is trying to jump up, it's not reachable. And then what Krishna does, hiding, he takes his leg and he puts pressure on the branch. So the branch comes down. Srimati Radharani is happy, yes. And then she holds the branch to pluck the flower, and Radharani, as he does that, Krishna takes the pressure off the branch. So Radharani goes up and then she says, Bachao, bachao, save me! And as usual, Krishna jumps from the air and comes earlier to save you. So you can see that pastime, and then how Krishna finally hugged Radharani and saved her. And also Kusum Sarovar, because Radharani does this service, later one of our acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, when he used to, he used to do his bhajana in Kusum Sarovar. And some of the devotees there, they were not happy with, he's not Rasacharya, he explained the rasa. And many devotees cannot understand his high level of philosophy. So they thought he's an offender and we should kill him. So they said, okay, every day he comes to Kusum Sarovar to do his bhajan, let's kill him there. So they bought all equipments to kill Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur there, they were waiting. Instead of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they saw this beautiful young girl who was actually plucking flowers. And they came to that girl and said, do you know where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur? What Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur? Who Vishwanath? So they were little perplexed. But then still, just by seeing her, their heart purified. And then after some time, that girl, that small gopi girl, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they understood that in his spiritual form he is a Manjari and he is a very dear servant of Radharani. So they surrendered to him and took his blessings. That pastimes happened in Kusum Sarovar. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. So from there we go to a place called Ashokavana. Right? So very again around Govardhan there are a lot of places where Radha Krishna pastimes happen. You know, where they meet in private, and every day morning after their night pastimes is over and Radharani is about to ready to leave, Krishna personally braids her hair. Krishna personally braids the hair of Srimati Radharani and decorates Srimati Radharani. That pastime happened in Ashokavana. From there we go. Now Govardhan, actually if you see, is very amazing. Govardhan hill in Vrindavan, it's a big hill and in between there is a break, small, and in that break there is a very beautiful lake called Manasi Ganga. How this place was created again is one day Brahmana came to the house of Nanda Baba, and he was a very nice devotee, so Nanda Baba worshipped him, and he said, please tell us some katha, because sadhu means you understand, associate through hearing. So Nanda Baba said, tell us some story. So then that Brahmana said, I just returned from a trip to Ganga. I'll tell you the glories of Ganga Mata. So whole night he gave a katha on how glorious Ganga Mata is. And then next day he left. Now Nanda Baba was so inspired after hearing the story that he told Yashoda Maya, let's also go and take bath in Ganga. So they organized a big trip. They were organizing a big trip to go and take bath in Ganga. Now all these arrangements were going. Krishna came to Nanda Baba and said, Baba, what are you doing? He said, we are going on a trip. Where are you going? Oh, we are going to take bath in Ganga. Now Krishna, he doesn't like to leave Vrindavan. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So Krishna tells Nanda Baba, why do you have to go all the way? Come with me. And then Krishna claps his hand again, and then Ganga personally comes and manifests and shows her form to Nanda Baba and Vrajavati. And then she stays there in that place as Manasi Ganga. Right? This is how Manasi Ganga was created. One other, the Nauka Leela, which is basically the boat pastimes of Krishna happens. As I said, Govardhan, this is the only place where there is a train. So if you want to cross Govardhan from one side to another side, you have to go via Manasi Ganga. So one day Radharani and her friends, they wanted to go to the other side of Govardhan to, take all the milks and milk products for a yajna that was happening. And then they came to Manasi Ganga and they saw that there was a boatman who was waiting. So they said, can you take us to the other side? Boatman said, yes. What payment you will give me? We will give you one nice pot of buttermilk. So then he said, okay, I'll take you. So all the gopis, Radharani got into the boat, and Krishna who was in the form of a boatman was rowing. He was dressed like a boatman. Halfway through, suddenly the gopis saw water is coming into the boat. And they said, hey boatman, what is happening? Water is coming inside. And he said, yes, this is a very dangerous situation. We have to reduce the weight of the boat, otherwise we will all drown. So what should we do? He said, throw all your pots. And then they said, okay. They started throwing all their pots of butter and everything. Still water was coming. What do we do now? Then, the boatman said, remove all your jewels. You have kept so much jewels. Why do you eat so much? Remove all the jewels and throw it. So they took all their jewels and threw it in Manasi Ganga. Still the water was coming. And then they asked, what do we do? Then Krishna said, oh, still the weight is not balanced. Why don't you take off your dress and throw? Then now the time, Radharani found out, because he saw that boatman was riding a flute. And then she immediately answered, I know who you are. And I know what you are trying to do. We will balance the boat by throwing you at rather than doing that. Then Krishna said, no need to do that. And exactly as they were talking like this, a huge lightning and a huge wave came and hit. And Radharani became so scared, she went and asked Krishna, the boatman. So that pastime, the Naukalila, the boat pastimes of Radha Krishna, happens in Manasi Ganga. And then from there we come, next to Manasi Ganga, you will see the Manasi Devi temple. As I said, Ganga Mata personally manifested in Vrindavan and she still stays there in the Manasi Devi temple. A very famous place. Many people actually start their parikram from Manasi Devi temple in Vrindavan. Govardhan parikram. So from there then we go to Brahmakund. We know the pastime of how Lord Brahma, Bhagavatam, it is explained that he actually didn't recognize Krishna as his master and he tested him by stealing the gopas and the cows. Right? Later when he recognized that Krishna is actually his master, he actually begged for his forgiveness in this place. He came and he told the Brahma Samhita prayers here and he did Abhishekam to Lord Krishna and the water collected became as Brahmakund. And also in between the break of Manasi Ganga and the beginning of Govardhan, there is a small gap and it is called Dani Raja temple. Dani Raja means Raja or king who is a tax collector. Dani means tax. So as I said, this is a very narrow path. Either you have to take a boat to go to the other side of Govardhan or you have to go through the narrow pass. And what Krishna used to do, he used to block the path when Radharani and the gopis come and he will say, I am the king of this place, so you please pay me tax. Then Radharani, particularly Lalita, becomes very upset and says, you are a rascal. Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan. Right? You are nothing. It is actually Vrishabhanu Maharaj who gave a place for Nanda Baba after you were attacked by the demons. So why should we give you tax? Krishna says nothing doing. I am the king, without paying me tax you can't go anywhere. And so the argument keeps on going and then Krishna what he does? He takes the pot forcefully from Radharani and the gopis, throws it down and breaks and all the yogurt, butter, milk, they are all wasted. So that place is called Dani Raja temple. So from there we come and also around Govardhan you will also see a small ISKCON temple where we have the deities and so we wanted to replicate ISKCON there. From there we go next to a place called Dani Nivartan Kund. Right? Dani Nivartan means rectification. As I said, there Krishna collected the tax. Here the tax rectification happened. How? Because Krishna did this breaking the pots in the Govardhan and the gap, thousands of gopis were hiding in the forest. And Krishna and his friends, Madhumangal, particularly with Madhumangal, he came. And when he came, Radharani and all her friends captured Krishna and Madhumangal and tied them, both of them, and said, today we are going to punish you back for collecting tax from us. And how we are going to do that? They dressed Krishna as a gopi, right? You will see that. And then they put pots of butter, yogurt, milk on top of his head. And from the distance, everybody started throwing stones at the pot. And the pot broke and all the milk and butter and yogurt fell on Krishna. So that's why that all collected and became a kund. So it's called Dani Nivartan Kund, the place where the tax was rectified. Payment of tax was rectified by Srimati Radharani. Dani Nivartan Kund ki. So from there we move on to the Rasalila Stali. So in Govardhan you will see that there is two Rasalila Stalis. We have done only one. One is the spring and the other one is the autumn. So in autumn, there is a place where Radharani and the gopis do their Rasalila, and in spring they do on this side of the Govardhan their Rasalila. So the Rasalila happens in Govardhan as well. So from Rasalila Stali, we go to Gauri Kund. Very interesting place. So here, Radharani, Jatila and Kokila, in a way, mother-in-law and sister-in-law of Srimati Radharani. Now, they told Radharani's husband Arjun that this girl is not good. Krishna is always troubling us. So let's leave Vrindavan. Let's leave Vrindavan and let's go to Mathura. And then Arjun said, okay. Now, the news reached Krishna. And then Krishna was, Krishna didn't want Radharani to leave Vrindavan. So he sent a messenger, come to the Gauri temple. So Radharani came there and she was about to worship Gauri. And then Krishna jumped in front of her. And then Radharani said, why are you troubling me? I'm here to worship Gauri. He said, nothing doing. Right? You can't go to Mathura. He said, I don't have control over anything. Now, as they were talking, news reached Arjun that they are talking with each other in Gauri Kund. So he came rushing to this place. And Krishna saw that Arjuna is coming there. So what he did, he jumped into the deity and became Gauri Mata. Okay? And Radharani was worshipping Gauri. And then Arjuna came and said, why people are saying all these things? Radharani is nicely worshipping Gauri. And then he also prayed to Gauri and suddenly the deity started talking. He said, you have a great danger on your head. Within few days you are going to die. Then he said, oh mother, please protect me. And then Gauri, Krishna in the form of Gauri said, yes. There is only one way you can be saved. What is that? The only way is your wife should come here every day and worship me. So that means you can't move to Mathura and you can't disturb her when she comes and worships me here. Right? So that pastime happened in Gauri Kund. You see a beautiful Gauri Devi temple where Srimati Radharani worshipped Krishna in the form of Mother Gauri. Gauri Kund ki. So from there then we go to Aniyor village. Aniyor village is the place where all the Brajabasis together made the Annakut for Govardhan. Right? Originally they prepared a lot of items for Indra Puja. But Krishna said, this is all not needed, Baba. Right? Our life depends on Govardhan. Govardhan is the one who is protecting us. Why should we worship Indra? So in the Aniyor village, they came all together and they made a big Annakut and they offered it to Giriraj. And then Krishna took the Giriraj's form and had a big mouth like you can see, and he ate the whole bhoga that was offered to him, and then he asked more. Aniyor means give me more. So that pastime happened in Aniyor village where the original Annakut was offered by the Brajabasis. Then we go. So as I said, as we come on the top of Govardhan, you will also see the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. And that lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, lotus print is still there. You will also see a Lord Shiva temple on top of Govardhan. And also on the top of Govardhan is the Gopal Raj temple. This is the original place where Madhavendra Puri, who found the deity of Gopal Raj, installed by Vajranath, who is the grandson of Krishna. That deity was found by Madhavendra Puri. And then he brought the deity to the top of Govardhan, he installed it there, and he did a big abhishek, and they offered a huge Annakut. And so the original Gopal Raj temple was in that place. That deity of Gopala was worshipped by Madhavendra Puri. Later we also see that the same Gopal also came in the dream of Madhavendra Puri and told him, see, I was hiding in the bushes for a long time. My body is burning. So you please go to South India and bring me chandan and apply it in my body so that I will be cool. So Madhavendra Puri travelled all the way from Vrindavan to South India, and on the way you also have the Shira Chora pastime where Gopinath stole the sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri. He collected the sandalwood and applied it to Gopal. Gopal Raj ki, Madhavendra Puri ki. So from there we come further, we come to the Sankarshan Kund. Sankarshan Kund is the favorite kund of Baladev. In Vedic literature, we find that anybody who takes part in Sankarshan Kund, all their sins they have committed in any number of lifetimes, they are all taken away and purified. Balaram ki Jai. So from there we go further down. We see the Gopal Prakrita Sthali, the place where when the Muslims attacked Vrindavan, the Gopal was taken from the top of Govardhan and he was hidden in this forest. And then they forgot about him for many years. One day, Madhavendra Puri was doing his bhajana and going through, and he heard the voice of a small boy telling him, "I am very thirsty, I am very hungry, please give me something." So then he brought all the local villagers, dug the place and found the deity of Gopal. So that place is called Gopal Prakrita Sthali. From there we go further. We go to the place called Govinda Kund. Govinda Kund is one of the most important kunds next to Radha Kund in Govardhan. We know the pastime of how Indra, after the food offering was done to Govardhan, became very angry and poured rain incessantly, non-stop. He used that rain that was generally pours during the time of Pralaya, and destruction. And then all the Brajavasis surrendered to Krishna. Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill and he protected the Brajavasis. After 7 days, Indra realized his mistake, and then he came and he asked for the forgiveness of Krishna. Here that pastime is a little more detailed in the Indra Kund. But here, after the pastime, all the devatas came together, right? Indra, Varuna, Lord Shiva, Brahma, everybody came together, and at this place, they did a big abhishek of Govinda, right? And declared him to be Govinda. Govinda has many meanings. One of the meanings is he is the king of the devatas, right? So they all accepted him as their king, and the water that they did abhishek collected to become Govinda Kund. This is one pastime. But if you ask the Brajavasis, they say one more pastime. They said after all this was done, still Krishna was not happy. Krishna is never satisfied with mixed devotion. Particularly Vrindavan Krishna likes only pure devotional service. Right? So he was not very happy with all these big arrangements that the devatas did. They brought water from all the universe, holy places that they did, Abhishek and all of that. Still Krishna was not happy. But at the end, as they were doing the last steps, all the Brajavasis came there. And then all the devatas, they didn't want to, be there, so they all disappeared. But all the Brajavasis came there and they saw Krishna sitting under a tree and all these great paraphernalia, golden pots, water, arti paraphernalia, all of these things there. So they wanted to do a festival. So they actually did the Abhishekam again for Krishna, all the Brajavasis, and they installed him as the king of Vrindavan. So that pastime happened in Govinda Kund. Govinda Dev Ji ki! So then we go around, we come to Narsinghadev temple. As I said, anywhere we can't do parikrama without the protection of Narsinghadev. So in Vrindavan as well, in Govardhan, you will see this beautiful Narsinghadev temple. We pray for him to remove all the obstacles in the path of our devotional service, and we continue. So now we come to halfway through of our parikrama. You go to Govardhan parikrama, halfway place is called, a temple is there, it's called Puja temple. So there was this Gopa friend of Krishna, Puchari, who was a very close friend. So one day he told Kanaya, Gauti, both of you should come to my house for lunch. So Gauti and Kanaya said, okay, you make nice Boga and Keith will come and eat. So he went home, prepared, and he was waiting for Krishna and Balaram to come. Meanwhile, Akrura came from Mathura and he took Krishna Balaram with him. So on the way, Punjani came running and said, Krishna, where are you going? You are supposed to come to lunch at my place. He said, don't worry, simple job. I'll go, finish Kapcha like this and come back and have lunch with you. You wait for me. So Punjani said, okay, I'll wait. And Krishna went to Mathura and they say that until now Punjani is still waiting for Krishna and Balaram to come. He is still waiting there. That shows that the devotees do how they do service in the mood of separation. So sometimes we don't have patience. The devotees ask me, Prabhu, I have been chanting one round for 1 month, still I can't see Krishna. And here we see this pure devotees waiting for Krishna for 5,000 years to see him. So Prabhupada says our mood should be that we should do service in such a way that Krishna sees us. So then from there we go further in and then you would see this beautiful cave. See again if you read Bhagavatam and Vedic literature, it talks about many caves where Radha Krishna's pastime happens. Even during Rasa Leela, you see that there is a quote that says Krishna steals Srimati Radharani alone from the Rasa Leela and takes her to different caves in Govardhan. Right? One of the caves is called Mani Kundali cave. It's a beautiful place where Radha and Krishna pastimes happen. Raghav Bhatta Goswami also used to do his bhajan in this cave. So it's a very personal pastime place of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And then we'll go further down. Next we go to Indrakund. Okay. Indrakund is the place where, as I said, Indra, when he came to beg forgiveness for Krishna, Krishna was in no mood to even look at him. Because he is abundant of Vaishnava. It's a Vaishnava, right? Because he has given trouble to Brajavasis. So Krishna was in no mood to talk to Indra. So then Indra didn't know what to do. And then based on the suggestion given by his spiritual master, he went to Surabhi cow and Airavat because cows are very dear to Krishna. So he said, can you please, on my behalf, can you please recommend Krishna to forgive me? Okay? So Surabhi Mata and Airavat came, did Abhishek to Krishna. Surabhi did with his own milk, she did with her own milk. And Airavat also brought water with his own trunk and did Abhishek for Krishna. And Indra came and begged for forgiveness after that, and then he was forgiven by Krishna. So that pastime is in Indrakund. Next to Indrakund, you would also see this Surabhi Kund, where Surabhi Mata did Abhishek to Krishna with her own milk and purified Indra. So you will see, Surabhi Kund on this side of Vrindavan. From there, then we go further down. You see, there is a picnic spot where Krishna, every day he brings along with his gopas all the cows, and they graze. And when they graze, they sit and do their picnic pastime there. And they sit and eat. You see beautiful paintings that we see, how they prank Krishna, Krishna pranks his friends, they steal laddu from him. Madhumangal has a very good trick. When they are all eating, Madhumangal will suddenly shout, see the monkey there! And then everybody will look at the monkey there and then he will steal the laddu. They are very good at doing stealing the laddu. So Krishna and Balaram and his Gopas, they have their picnic lunch every day in Govardhan. So from there we go to Rudrakund. Rudrakund is the place where you see the Lord Shiva, as part of the Devatas. He came and worshipped Sri Krishna in this place. So we see that in Rudrakund. From Rudrakund we go to Teen Samadhi Mandir. This is the Samadhi Mandir of Raghunatha Das Goswami, Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Very, very amazing. In Vedic literature, it says that the Samadhi place of the Acharya is not different from the Acharya. When we go to the Samadhi, we are actually having the darshan of the Acharya. So we pray to them, and then from there we go to a place called Gantoli. Gantoli is the place where Radha and Krishna perform their holy pastime. So this is where they play Holi. And Radharani along with all the gopis, they throw thousands of color bombs at Krishna. When Krishna equally fights back and throws color bombs at Radharani and the Sakhis. There is also a pastime of Srinivas Acharya. How the Acharyas are so powerful that they can manifest the pastimes of Goloka Vrindavan in here. Once he goes into deep meditation, and in his meditation he goes to this holy pastime and he is assisting Srimati Radharani in giving the colors to her so that she can throw at Krishna. And when he finishes the pastime and opens his eyes, it was said that his whole body was full of colors. So he was able to manifest the pastime here. From there we go to Chakratirtha. So basically when Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill and the rain was flowing, all the rain was collected. Sudarshan Chakra personally came and he collected all the water so that otherwise water will again go inside and disturb the Vrindavan. So he consumed all the water and the Tirtha was created. Again it is said, whoever touches the water, they will not take birth again to this material world. So we go further down, we go to the other side of Mansi Ganga, and from there we come to Shivakari. Shivakari is the place, here, once Srimati Radharani along with her friends, she was coming and she heard a fox crying piteously. So she asked the Sakhis, what is happening? And then the Sakhi said, oh, there is a fox that's caught in a hole and the local village boys are scaring the fox with fire. So that's why the she-fox is crying so piteously. So Radharani said, no, how can something like that happen in my home? So she went and she saved the fox and she blessed the fox and the fox became a gopi. Srimati Radharani ki. So we see how merciful. Also in this place, Lord Shiva worshipped Srimati Radharani. That's why it's called Shivakari. So then we go to further down. We have to go out a little from the Parikrama mark. We will see a place called Valpakora, where Krishna used to play. Now we have Krishna is playing football here. So in different games he used to play with the Gopavais. So like that you see around Govardhan, Krishna and his Sakhas and Sakhis, they did all their intimate pastimes around Govardhan. So anyone who worships Govardhan, in Vedic literature it is said, if you even see Govardhan, that is equivalent to seeing all the 33 million holy places in the whole 14 planetary system. Giriraj Maharaj ki! So just by seeing Govardhan, we have gone to all the holy places. So we will finish our parikram here. So the Aarti has started. So we'll do an Aarti for Govardhan, and after that, devotees can do the parikram, and then we will start actually dismantling so that we will all get Govardhan Prasad. Giriraj Maharaj ki! Srila Prabhupada ki! Srila Gurudev ki! Ora Premanande!
ಫೋಕಸ್ பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் எடுங்களேன் அந்த ஃபேஸ்க்கு லைட் சரியா இல்ல
அந்த பெரிய ராஜ்யா
இல்ல இங்க
இது மேல வரல
ஃபேஸ் வரல
இதுக்கு மேல ஃபோக்கஸ் லைட் அங்க போக மாட்டீங்க ஏன்னா ஃபோக்கஸ் லைட் எல்லாம் ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆயிடுச்சு இருந்து
Yes, Parikrama. Started at Radhapur, finished at
Nityananda.
It's been used from.
Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Bhuvani Prasayine, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi, Vashatyari Shatyani. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare